buried are still here with us. They're buried right here